Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to dive into a profound concept that resonates with each of us. Forgive, but never forget. This mantra carries deep significance, offering a pathway to emotional liberation and personal growth. Forgiveness isn't about excusing the actions of others, it's about freeing ourselves from the chains of resentment. When we hold on to anger, we're allowing those who have wronged us to occupy space in our hearts, often making us prisoners of our own emotions. Letting go doesn't mean we forget the lessons learned. Instead, it allows us to reclaim our power and move forward. Now, healing is a journey. When we forgive, we're engaging in an act of self-love. We're saying, I choose to heal. We all carry scars from past hurts, but those scars can serve as reminders of our strength. They remind us that we survived, that we grew, and that we have the ability to transform pain into resilience. But let's be clear, forgiving someone does not mean we condone their actions. It does not mean we allow them to hurt us again. In fact, part of the process is setting boundaries. It's about saying, I forgive you, but I will protect myself. It's about nurturing our own emotional well-being. To truly embrace forgiveness, we must also practice empathy. We must attempt to see the world through the eyes of those who have wronged us. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it does foster understanding. Everyone has a story, and sometimes the pain they inflict on others is a reflection of their own struggles. We must take personal responsibility for our emotions. It's easy to point fingers, to blame others for how we feel. But at the end of the day, our feelings are ours to manage. Choosing to forgive is an act of strength. It's taking the reins of our own narrative. Remember, forgiveness is not a one-time event, it's a journey. Some days we might feel like we've made great strides, and other days we might stumble. And that's okay. Celebrate those small victories along the way. Each step toward forgiveness is a step toward freedom. So I urge you all, as you navigate your own journeys, to embrace the power of forgiveness. Carry the lessons of the past with you, but don't let them weigh you down. Learn from them, grow from them, and allow them to make you stronger. Let us not forget that forgiving is not forgetting. It's about transforming our pain into strength. And as we forgive, we open ourselves up to new possibilities, new relationships, new experiences, and new joy. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. It's not about letting someone off the hook for their actions or minimizing the hurt they've caused. Instead, it's a deeply personal decision to release ourselves from the burden of anger and resentment. When we choose to forgive, we're not condoning what happened, but we're acknowledging the impact it had on us and deciding not to let it define our future. At its core, forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves. Holding on to bitterness only weighs us down, creating a cycle of negativity that can seep into other areas of our lives. It can affect our relationships, our mental well-being, and even our physical health. When we allow ourselves to forgive, we break that cycle, opening the door to healing and growth. Understanding forgiveness also involves recognizing that it is a process. It's not always instantaneous. It often takes time and reflection. Sometimes we need to feel the full weight of our emotions before we can let go. This might mean experiencing sadness, anger, or disappointment as we come to terms with what happened. Acknowledging these feelings is crucial because it allows us to process the pain instead of burying it. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. Remembering the experience can serve as a powerful tool for learning and growth. It helps us understand our boundaries and teaches us important lessons about trust, vulnerability, and the complexity of human relationships. We might choose to remember not to allow the same hurtful behavior in the future, using our past experiences to inform our present and future decisions. In this journey, empathy plays a vital role. It's essential to recognize that the person who hurt us may also be carrying their own pain. While this doesn't excuse their behavior, it can help us find a place of understanding, making forgiveness more accessible. By stepping into their shoes, we can often see that hurt people tend to hurt others. This perspective doesn't change what happened, but it can soften our hearts, allowing us to move toward forgiveness. Understanding forgiveness means embracing it as an act of strength and self-compassion. It's a conscious choice to reclaim our lives from the grip of anger and hurt. As we navigate this complex emotional landscape, we discover that forgiveness is not a destination, but a journey, one that leads us toward emotional freedom and a brighter future. Emotional freedom is one of the most profound gifts we can give ourselves, and forgiveness is a crucial step on that path. When we cling to anger, resentment, or hurt, we inadvertently allow those emotions to control our lives. This can create a cycle of negativity that influences our thoughts, actions, and interactions with others. The weight of unresolved feelings can be heavy, often manifesting as stress, anxiety, or even physical ailments. By forgiving, we release that burden, creating space for positivity and joy to enter our lives. Letting go of negative emotions doesn't mean we erase our memories or pretend that the hurt didn't happen. Instead, it's about choosing to free ourselves from the emotional grip those experiences have on us. This process can be transformative. It enables us to respond to life's challenges with clarity and strength rather than being driven by past pain. Emotional freedom allows us to cultivate a more peaceful and fulfilling existence, where our decisions are not clouded by unresolved feelings. Emotional freedom fosters healthier relationships. When we forgive, we stop projecting our unresolved feelings onto others, which can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. Instead, we learn to engage with people from a place of openness and understanding. This creates an environment where authentic connections can flourish, enabling us to build deeper, more meaningful relationships. Forgiveness also opens the door to self-compassion. As we release the negativity we hold towards others, we often begin to reflect that same kindness inward. This can be a game changer for our self-esteem and overall mental health. Instead of being trapped in a cycle of self-blame or guilt, we learn to accept our imperfections and appreciate our resilience. This newfound self-love empowers us to pursue our goals, face challenges, and embrace life more fully. Emotional freedom is about reclaiming our narrative. By forgiving, we take back control over our emotions and choices, allowing us to live in the present rather than being shackled by the past. We begin to see our experiences not as burdens, but as lessons that shape who we are and how we grow. This shift in perspective enables us to approach life with hope and curiosity rather than fear and hesitation. Embracing emotional freedom through forgiveness is a journey that requires patience and courage. It involves confronting our pain, understanding our emotions, and making the conscious choice to let go. As we embark on this path, we find that the act of forgiving not only liberates us from our past, but also opens up a world of possibilities for our future, allowing us to live more fully and authentically. Healing is an essential aspect of our emotional well-being, and it begins when we allow ourselves to forgive. The process of healing involves acknowledging the pain we've experienced and understanding its impact on our lives. When we hold on to hurt, it can manifest in various ways emotionally, mentally, and even physically. The weight of unprocessed emotions can lead to stress, anxiety, and a host of other issues affecting our overall health. By choosing to forgive, we initiate a transformative journey toward healing. Forgiveness is not a magical fix, it's a crucial step that allows us to confront our feelings rather than bury them. When we forgive, we create an opportunity to process our emotions constructively. This might involve reflecting on what happened, how it made us feel, and what we can learn from the experience. By facing our pain head-on, we start to unravel the complex layers of hurt and begin to understand ourselves better. This self-awareness is vital for healing because it empowers us to take charge of our emotional landscape. Healing through forgiveness fosters resilience. When we forgive, we don't just release the grip of past hurts, we also develop the capacity to navigate future challenges more effectively. We learn that while we cannot control others' actions, we can control our responses. This newfound strength not only aids in personal growth, but also equips us to support others who may be struggling with their own wounds. As we heal, we become beacons of hope and understanding for those around us. The importance of healing also lies in its ability to improve our relationships. Unhealed wounds can create barriers between us and others, leading to misunderstandings and emotional distance. When we choose to forgive, we often find that we can engage with others more openly and honestly. This openness creates space for deeper connections, enriching our lives and the lives of those we interact with. Healthy relationships built on trust and understanding are vital for our emotional well-being and overall happiness. Healing allows us to redefine our narratives. When we hold on to pain, we often see ourselves as victims of circumstance, trapped by our experiences. However, through the process of forgiveness, we reclaim our power. We start to view our stories as tales of resilience and growth rather than mere accounts of suffering. This shift in perspective enables us to approach life with a sense of agency and optimism, inspiring us to pursue our dreams and aspirations. Healing is a journey that requires patience and self-compassion. It's important to recognize that forgiveness doesn't always happen overnight. Some wounds take time to mend, and that's perfectly okay. By allowing ourselves the grace to heal at our own pace, we cultivate a kinder relationship with ourselves. This self-compassion is a crucial element of the healing process, enabling us to embrace our imperfections and celebrate our progress. The importance of healing cannot be overstated. It is a vital part of the human experience, allowing us to move beyond pain and embrace a life filled with possibility. Through forgiveness, we not only heal ourselves, but also pave the way for a brighter, more fulfilling future. Learning from the past is a fundamental aspect of personal growth, and it often requires us to confront our experiences, both positive and negative. Each event in our lives, especially the challenging ones, serves as a lesson that can shape who we are and who we become. When we choose to forgive, we not only release ourselves from the emotional weight of those experiences, but also open ourselves up to understanding the valuable insights they offer. Reflecting on our past allows us to identify patterns in our behaviors and relationships. By examining what happened and how we responded, we gain clarity about our choices. This self-reflection can reveal recurring themes, such as certain triggers that provoke strong reactions or specific behaviors we might want to change. With this awareness, we empower ourselves to make more informed decisions moving forward, ensuring that we don't repeat the same mistakes. Learning from the past fosters resilience. When we face difficulties and emerge on the other side, we develop a greater capacity to handle future challenges. Each experience teaches us something new about our strength and adaptability. This resilience is not just about bouncing back, it's about growing stronger and wiser from what we've endured. Forgiveness plays a crucial role in this process, as it allows us to let go of the pain associated with those experiences while still holding on to the lessons they impart. Understanding the lessons of the past can also help us cultivate empathy. When we recognize the complexities of our own journeys, we become more attuned to the struggles of others. This can lead to deeper connections and a greater sense of compassion, both for ourselves and for those who may have wronged us. By learning from our experiences, we can better appreciate the human condition and the common threads that bind us all. Learning from the past encourages a mindset of growth. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, we can reframe them as opportunities for learning and improvement. This shift in perspective allows us to approach life with curiosity and an openness to change. When we forgive and reflect on our past, we embrace the idea that we are not defined by our mistakes, but rather shaped by how we choose to respond to them. The process of learning from the past is about integrating our experiences into our lives in a meaningful way. It's about taking the lessons we've gathered and using them as stepping stones toward a brighter future. Each lesson learned adds depth to our character, enriching our journey and guiding us toward our aspirations. By forgiving, we honor our past, acknowledging its role in shaping us while confidently stepping into the future with newfound wisdom and strength. Setting boundaries is a vital aspect of maintaining our emotional health, particularly in the context of forgiveness. While forgiveness allows us to let go of resentment and anger, it does not mean we should tolerate behavior that harms us. In fact, establishing clear boundaries is essential to protect ourselves from future hurt and to foster healthier relationships. Boundaries serve as guidelines that define how we want to be treated by others. They help us articulate our needs and limits, ensuring that we prioritize our well-being. When we forgive someone, it's crucial to recognize that we can still maintain boundaries to prevent a recurrence of harmful behaviors. This is not only an act of self-respect, but also a way to communicate to others what is acceptable and what is not. Setting boundaries requires self-awareness and honesty. It's important to reflect on our experiences and understand what actions have hurt us in the past. By identifying specific behaviors that we find unacceptable, we can more effectively communicate our limits to others. This clarity not only protects us, but also provides a framework for those around us to understand how to interact with us respectfully. Establishing boundaries fosters a sense of empowerment. When we assert our needs, we reclaim control over our lives and emotional health. This empowerment is particularly important after experiencing betrayal or hurt. It signals to ourselves and others that we value our feelings and will not allow them to be dismissed or disregarded. This confidence can lead to healthier dynamics in our relationships where both parties feel respected and valued. Boundaries also play a crucial role in promoting emotional safety. In relationships where trust has been compromised, setting clear limits can create a space for healing. It allows us to engage with others while still protecting ourselves from potential harm. By communicating our boundaries, we create an environment where open dialogue can flourish, making it easier to address issues as they arise. It's essential to remember that setting boundaries is not about building walls or shutting people out. Instead, it's about creating a safe space where healthy interactions can occur. This distinction is important because it allows us to engage with others authentically while ensuring that our emotional needs are met. Boundaries can also evolve over time as relationships develop and circumstances change, so too can our limits. While it may be challenging to enforce boundaries, especially with people we care about, doing so is a sign of emotional maturity. It shows that we are committed to our well-being and that we respect ourselves enough to take a stand. It's important to approach this process with kindness and clarity, helping others understand that our boundaries are not personal attacks, but necessary steps for maintaining healthy relationships. Setting boundaries is an integral part of the forgiveness process and emotional healing. By clearly defining our limits, we protect ourselves from future harm and foster relationships built on respect and understanding. Establishing boundaries not only empowers us, but also paves the way for healthier interactions, allowing us to navigate our relationships with confidence and compassion. Empathy and compassion are powerful forces that play a crucial role in the process of forgiveness and emotional healing. When we cultivate empathy, we begin to understand the perspectives and experiences of others, particularly those who have hurt us. This understanding doesn't excuse their behavior, but it allows us to see them as complex human beings shaped by their own struggles and traumas. By recognizing that everyone has their own battles, we can soften our hearts and create space for forgiveness. Practicing empathy requires us to step outside of our own feelings and consider the context of the other person's actions. This might involve asking ourselves why someone acted in a certain way or what might have led them to hurt us. Often, when we explore these questions, we uncover layers of pain or insecurity that can humanize the offender. For example, understanding that someone may have been acting out of fear or a history of their own trauma can help us realize that their actions were less about us and more about their unresolved issues. Compassion, on the other hand, goes a step further. It involves not only understanding the other person's perspective, but also feeling a genuine desire to alleviate their suffering. This doesn't mean we have to become friends with those who have hurt us, but it does mean we can wish them well on their own journeys. Compassion allows us to release the grip of bitterness, making room for healing both for ourselves and for the other person. When we embrace empathy and compassion in our hearts, we create a fertile ground for forgiveness to flourish. It becomes easier to let go of resentment when we can see the bigger picture, when we recognize that we are all flawed and that our experiences shape who we are. This broader perspective helps us understand that holding on to anger often does more harm to us than to those we blame. Practicing empathy and compassion can lead to profound personal growth. As we learn to navigate our own emotions while considering the feelings of others, we develop emotional intelligence. This skill enhances our ability to connect with others and fosters deeper, more meaningful relationships. It encourages us to communicate more openly, to listen actively, and to respond with kindness rather than defensiveness. Extending empathy and compassion to ourselves is equally important. Often we are our harshest critics, holding on to guilt or shame for our own mistakes. By treating ourselves with the same understanding we offer others, we foster self-compassion, which is a crucial element in the healing process. This practice allows us to forgive ourselves for past choices and to recognize that growth comes from our experiences, both good and bad. Empathy and compassion are transformative forces that can reshape our emotional landscape. They guide us toward forgiveness by allowing us to see beyond our pain and recognize our shared humanity. When we approach the world with an empathetic heart, we cultivate a more peaceful existence for ourselves and those around us, paving the way for deeper connections, understanding, and healing. Embracing these qualities not only enriches our lives, but also enables us to break the cycle of hurt and foster a more compassionate world. Personal responsibility is a crucial aspect of the journey toward forgiveness and emotional healing. It involves recognizing that we have the power to choose how we respond to the situations and people in our lives, including those who have caused us pain. Taking responsibility for our emotions means understanding that, while we cannot control the actions of others, we can control our reactions and how we allow those actions to affect us. When we embrace personal responsibility, we shift our focus from blame to empowerment. It can be easy to fall into the trap of victimhood, feeling that we are at the mercy of others' decisions. However, this mindset often leads to stagnation and frustration. By acknowledging that we have a say in how we process our experiences, we reclaim our agency. This realization is liberating. It allows us to break free from feelings of helplessness and start taking proactive steps toward healing. Accepting personal responsibility requires us to confront our own feelings honestly. It involves examining how our reactions may have contributed to the dynamics of the situation. This self-reflection can be uncomfortable, as it often requires us to look in the mirror and acknowledge our flaws or mistakes. However, this process is essential for growth. By recognizing our role and our experiences, we can learn valuable lessons that inform our future choices and interactions. Taking personal responsibility also means recognizing the importance of our own emotional health. It encourages us to prioritize self-care and to seek out support when needed. This could involve setting boundaries, engaging in therapy, or cultivating healthy coping mechanisms. By actively participating in our healing process, we demonstrate a commitment to our well-being and create a foundation for healthier relationships in the future. Embracing personal responsibility fosters resilience. When we take ownership of our feelings and experiences, we become better equipped to face challenges. We learn that setbacks are not the end, but rather opportunities for growth and learning. This resilience empowers us to navigate difficult situations with grace and confidence, knowing that we have the ability to rise above adversity. In relationships, personal responsibility also plays a significant role in fostering trust and accountability. When we hold ourselves accountable for our actions, we set a positive example for others. This creates an environment where open communication and mutual respect can flourish. By taking responsibility for our part in conflicts, we pave the way for healing and understanding, which can strengthen the bonds we share with others. Personal responsibility is about embracing the power we have to shape our own lives. It involves acknowledging our emotions, understanding our responses, and committing to our healing journey. By taking responsibility for ourselves, we not only empower our own growth, but also create a ripple effect that encourages others to do the same. This shift can lead to a more compassionate, understanding, and resilient community where individuals support one another in their journeys toward healing and forgiveness. Forgiveness is often portrayed as a singular act, but in reality, it is a complex and ongoing journey that unfolds over time. This process involves various stages, each contributing to our emotional healing and personal growth. Recognizing forgiveness as a journey allows us to approach it with patience and understanding, acknowledging that it is not always linear and may require revisiting certain emotions along the way. At the outset of this journey, we might experience a whirlwind of emotions: anger, betrayal, sadness, and confusion. It's essential to honor these feelings rather than suppress them, as they serve as the starting point for our healing. Allowing ourselves to fully experience and process these emotions is crucial. It lays the groundwork for the work of forgiveness. This initial phase can be challenging, but it's also a necessary step in moving toward emotional freedom. As we progress, we may find ourselves grappling with questions about the situation and the person who hurt us. This stage involves reflection and introspection, where we seek to understand not only our feelings, but also the context of the actions that caused us pain. It may be helpful to consider the motivations behind the other person's behavior, which can foster empathy and compassion. This doesn't excuse their actions, but can help us see them as imperfect beings navigating their own struggles. As we work through these feelings and insights, the journey often leads us to a point of decision whether to forgive. This moment can be both empowering and daunting. Forgiveness requires a conscious choice to let go of the hold that anger and resentment have over us. It's a commitment to release the emotional weight we've been carrying, which opens the door to healing and growth. This choice doesn't mean we forget what happened. Rather, it signifies our intention to move forward without being defined by our pain. Forgiveness is not a one-time event. It may require ongoing effort and reflection. There might be moments when old feelings resurface and we find ourselves revisiting the pain. This is completely normal and part of the journey. Each time we confront these emotions, we have the opportunity to deepen our understanding and reaffirm our commitment to forgiveness. It's a reminder that healing is not always straightforward, and setbacks can provide valuable lessons in resilience and self-compassion. Throughout this journey, it's essential to practice self-care and seek support when needed. Engaging in activities that nourish our spirit, surrounding ourselves with positive influences, and possibly seeking therapy can provide the tools we need to navigate the complexities of forgiveness. This support system can remind us that we are not alone in our struggles and that healing takes time. Viewing forgiveness as a journey allows us to approach it with a sense of grace and openness. We learn to embrace the process rather than rush to the finish line. Each step we take, whether it feels like progress or a setback, contributes to our growth. By recognizing that forgiveness is an evolving journey, we cultivate a deeper sense of compassion for ourselves and others, leading to a richer, more fulfilling life. This perspective not only enhances our emotional well-being, but also strengthens our relationships, allowing us to connect with others from a place of understanding and resilience. Transforming pain into strength is one of the most powerful aspects of the human experience, and it plays a vital role in the journey of forgiveness and healing. When we encounter difficult situations or emotional trauma, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and defined by our suffering. However, the process of acknowledging and confronting that pain can lead us to newfound resilience and personal growth. At first, pain can seem like an insurmountable obstacle. It can cloud our judgment, drain our energy, and leave us feeling vulnerable and isolated. Yet when we allow ourselves to sit with our emotions, to fully experience the hurt, we create an opportunity for transformation. This process requires courage and introspection as we begin to peel back the layers of our suffering to uncover the lessons buried beneath. One of the key elements in transforming pain into strength is the understanding that our experiences do not define us. Instead, they serve as valuable teachers. Each setback, disappointment, or betrayal carries insights that can help us understand ourselves better and grow stronger. For instance, we might discover hidden reserves of resilience that we never knew we had. By facing our pain, we learn to adapt and respond in ways that empower us rather than limit us. As we process our pain, we often develop greater empathy for others. Experiencing our own struggles allows us to connect with the challenges faced by those around us. This shared understanding fosters compassion, enabling us to support others on their journeys. The strength we gain from our pain can become a source of inspiration as we become more attuned to the struggles of others and more willing to lend a helping hand. Another crucial aspect of this transformation is the ability to reframe our narrative. Instead of viewing ourselves as victims of circumstance, we can start to see ourselves as survivors. This shift in perspective is empowering. It allows us to reclaim our stories and recognize the growth that has emerged from our challenges. We begin to see that our pain, while difficult, has contributed to our development as individuals. Each scar becomes a badge of honor, a testament to our journey and our strength. Transforming pain into strength often leads to the discovery of new passions and purposes. Many individuals who have experienced significant hardships find themselves drawn to advocacy, helping others who have faced similar struggles. This newfound sense of purpose can be incredibly fulfilling and can create a positive feedback loop where the act of helping others reinforces our own healing. It's important to remember that this transformation is not instantaneous. It requires time, patience, and ongoing effort. There will be days when the pain feels too heavy to bear, and that's okay. Acknowledging these feelings is part of the process. Each step we take, no matter how small, is a step toward healing and growth. The journey of transforming pain into strength is one of resilience, self-discovery, and empowerment. By embracing the challenges we face and allowing ourselves to grow through them, we pave the way for a life rich in meaning and strength. We learn that while pain is an inevitable part of life, it can also be a catalyst for profound personal transformation. Through forgiveness and self-reflection, we unlock the potential to emerge stronger, wiser, and more compassionate, not only toward ourselves, but also toward others. This journey of transformation becomes a source of hope, showing us that even in our darkest moments, we have the power to create light and strength from our struggles. Celebrating progress is a crucial element of the journey toward forgiveness and healing. It involves recognizing and acknowledging the small victories and milestones we achieve along the way, no matter how insignificant they may seem. This practice is vital because it helps us maintain motivation and positivity, especially during a process that can often feel overwhelming or daunting. When we focus on celebrating our progress, we shift our mindset from one of frustration or impatience to one of gratitude and appreciation. Each step forward, whether it's a moment of clarity, a decision to let go of resentment, or simply the ability to talk about our feelings without being overcome by emotion, deserves recognition. By highlighting these achievements, we reinforce the belief that healing is possible and that we are capable of change. Celebrating progress fosters a sense of self-empowerment. It reminds us that we are active participants in our healing journey, capable of making choices that positively impact our emotional well-being. This acknowledgement can help build our self-esteem, encouraging us to take further steps toward healing. When we see ourselves making progress, no matter how small, we cultivate a belief in our ability to overcome challenges and transform our lives. It's also important to recognize that progress may not always look the way we expect. There will be times when we take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and that's perfectly normal. Celebrating progress means embracing the journey in all its complexity, including the setbacks. Instead of viewing these moments as failures, we can see them as opportunities for learning and growth. By acknowledging that healing is not a linear process, we allow ourselves to be more compassionate toward our struggles and more forgiving of our perceived shortcomings. Engaging with our support network can enhance the celebration of progress. Sharing our achievements with friends, family, or a support group can amplify our sense of accomplishment. The encouragement and validation we receive from others can serve as powerful motivators, reminding us that we are not alone on this journey. Celebrating together creates a sense of community, reinforcing the idea that healing is a shared experience and that we can lift one another up. Reflecting on our progress can help us connect with our deeper motivations for forgiveness and healing. When we take the time to look back at how far we've come, we often rediscover the reasons that drove us to embark on this journey in the first place. This reflection can reignite our passion for self-improvement and reinforce our commitment to continuing on the path of healing. Celebrating progress is about creating rituals that honor our journey. This could be as simple as journaling about our experiences, creating a vision board, or taking time to meditate on our growth. These practices help us internalize our achievements and keep our focus on the positive aspects of our journey. By intentionally celebrating our progress, we cultivate a mindset of gratitude and resilience that can sustain us through the challenges we face. Celebrating progress is an essential part of the journey toward forgiveness and healing. It empowers us, fosters a positive mindset, and reinforces our commitment to personal growth. By recognizing and honoring each step we take, we create a foundation for lasting change, reminding ourselves that healing is a journey filled with both challenges and triumphs. This celebration not only enhances our emotional well-being, but also inspires us to continue moving forward with hope and determination. In conclusion, embracing the journey of forgiveness is a transformative process that involves understanding, healing, and personal growth. As we navigate through our pain, we learn the power of empathy and compassion, recognize the importance of setting boundaries, and take personal responsibility for our emotions. Each step we take, whether it's reflecting on our past, learning from our experiences, or celebrating our progress, contributes to our strength and resilience. Forgiveness is not merely an act, but a journey, one that allows us to transform our pain into strength, leading to a deeper understanding of ourselves and those around us. By honoring this journey, we create space for healing, not just for ourselves, but also for others. As we move forward, let us carry the lessons we've learned, the connections we've forged, and the strength we've gained. Remember, every small victory deserves celebration, and every moment of growth is a testament to our resilience. Let us commit to this journey, knowing that by forgiving, we open our hearts to greater possibilities and richer, more meaningful relationships. Together, we can embrace the beauty of forgiveness and the profound freedom it brings. Thank you.